Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video I will tell you about treats, cakes for birds. Let's try to digress from the terrible news about politics and talk about saving the lives of our smaller brothers. Let's talk about bird feeders. Somewhere I heard terrible statistics that in Russia 8 out of 10 birds die. I don't know how true this is, but we have a long tradition in Siberia to feed the birds in winter. Siberia is often associated with very severe frosts. Now there were no special cold weather below 40 degrees this year, but 20 to 30 degrees happen with enviable regularity. This year I decided to try a new way of feeding birds without using traditional feeders and involved my 5-year-old son in making it. He accepted the idea with pleasure. Below you can see him in the photos. We tried to show you the whole process as detailed as possible. I hope you will not have any questions if you want to repeat it. PS. It is worth considering that the birds quickly get used to the food, so if you decided to feed them, then you should do it quite regularly. Further, supplies. These are all the supplies which are used for this project. To make these cakes, we need foams for muffins. You can also use large ice molds. We tried it. It also works well. Strong, thick threads. Unsalted lard. You can also use hard-based cooking fat. It melts more easily. Corn grits, pumpkin seeds, dried fruits, everything that birds eat. They also like buckwheat, sunflower seeds, not roasted, millet, corn grains, oatmeal, melon seeds, rowan berries. Titmouse are meat eaters. They can be treated with scraps of raw meat or lard. We have grey titmouses. Step 1. Table preparation. We lay out everything you need as well as a newspaper or some other unnecessary cover because this will be a rather messy process. To make it easier to clean up later, it's easier to use unnecessary paper. Step 2. We lay out the feed in the form. We begin to lay out dry fruits and pumpkin seeds in shape. Step 3. Adding vegetables. In the process, we found a slightly withered radish that will not be used for food, and we also cut it up for birds. Step number 4. Add small grains. Between large particles, it is convenient to fill in small corn grits. Birds like it and it's great at bonding material. Step 5. A little about ropes. My helper got so carried away putting food into the molds that when I thought about the ropes, it was already too late. When you have filled the form about halfway, you can to put the ropes in it. Cut them about 30 cm each. We have large enough muffins, so we made 3 strings in each cake. You need to arrange them crosswise so that when the birds peck to the middle, everything else simply does not fall to the ground. Since I did not have time and only one cake was half filled, we put threads in it and the rest decided to do it differently. I will show below. Step 6. If you forgot about threads. If you forgot about the threads, then do not worry. Stick toothpicks or thin sticks into our treats. When they are frozen, they can be removed and the desired holes for the threads will be obtained. This is what the finished cake looks like. Step 7. Prepare lard. Lard must be taken out in advance so that it will be defrosted. Cut it into thin slices. Step 8. Melt the lard. Heat the pan. Put the slices of lard. When it starts to wrap, turn over. Fry over medium heat long enough to melt the maximum fat. Please be careful as the lard sizzles and splatters with hot drops during the process. Step 9. Pour melted lard into molds. Pour melted lard into molds with refreshments. Be careful, this liquid is hot. The remains of the melted fat can be put here in forms. The birds will also eat them with pleasure. Step 10. Pour melted lard and put in the refrigerator. On top of the melted lard, I added more small corn grits to fill in the small gaps in the free space between the pieces. It also makes our cakes even more nutritious. We didn't have everything included. We took another small form. It stands separately in the photo. After everything is completely filled straight to the top, put it in the freezer for several hours or overnight. Step 11. Take the frozen cakes out of the molds. Remove frozen muffins from refrigerator. Then remove from molds. Step 12. Take out the toothpicks. If you also did not put the threads right away, now you have to first carefully poke the cakes through with a toothpick and then remove the whole toothpicks. To make holes for the threads, you may need pliers or some similar tool. Step 13. Cut thread. Cut thick threads about 30 to 40 cm long. Step 14. Insert thread into cakes. Insert the threads into the toothpick holes. Push them through with the toothpick so your cake is now hanging by a thread. Step 15. Don't forget the strong knot. Tie a strong knot. Repeat the procedure for the number of threads. In our case, 3 in each muffin and 2 in a small one. Step 16. Treat done. The bird's delicacy is ready. You can put it in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes if the cakes have melted while you were threading the threads, and you can get ready for the street. Step 17. Hang bird's cakes. We have a forest 5 minutes from the house, so we immediately got ready and went to hang out the treat. This day is such a spring sky. We did not hang everything. We decided to leave a few pieces for the second time. Step 18. Ready. The dinner is served. And these photos were taken the next day. It is clear that our treats were a little covered with snow, but this does not interfere with the birds at all. The photo shows that the customers for whom all this was created are very satisfied, and judging by the activity and size of our cakes, they will last for a long time. For the birds, all goodness and peace.